Okay, so let's do how do I is the question because I'm very much confused. Um, hmm, I don't understand this at all. This is so confusing to me. Whatever, Doug. It's it's whatever. Let's see. Let me pull this up like this. Whoops. Now, hopefully, this isn't as bad as it sounds. Now, hopefully, it's not as bad as okay, it's not. All right. That's good. That's good. Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate everybody being here. Guess we could close this out. I kind of want to work on this, but I've been doing that all morning, so I kind of want to try to fix something else. I just don't know what yet. Well, I mean, I guess I could try to fix this and add some of the new stuff that came out. We got two VAP, we got two Holy Shields, we got the Brunhilds, Wind, Inanna, we have Tyr, Envoy, which is good. We got two shields, Durandal, Mirrorblade. Number 13, Repeating Faith Revival. I don't think we need Repeating Faith, so I guess let's try to go with like and run it this way. Um, Loki in its name. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Mama, you might want to come get her. So we could do two premiere. Now the only problem is do I want to could put this in. Drop here, maybe? I could probably drop. No, I don't want to do that. Any suggestions? Whoever's watching the stream, any suggestions if you're from the Force of Will Discord? I mean, I could try. Hmm. We got Magic Spear, Devotion. We could do. This is a hard decision to make, honestly. I could probably run one Inanna and be perfectly fine, and then we could turn around and drop um, one Durandal. We can add two of Loki's power. We could do that, and then I guess that would be the furthest. This would be the furthest that I could do this. So run one Inanna, one Durandal, two Mirror Blades, throw the Giants in there, and then we've got Essence of Loki's power, which allow us to draw cards, and it allow us to put something from, I think, what, hand? Yeah, within from the deck, and put it to hand. And I'm guessing uh probably drop fours and run two horn. Looking at it, the only problem is that it makes Thor's hammer free. Or no, it makes it a one cost. One cost white. I guess it doesn't really matter. So we could drop both of these and then go back in and look for Loki and try to find. Well, what would y'all suggest? We could do Loki's curse to rest something, or we can do Loki's deception. Well, we want to. Well, I guess we would probably want to keep it relatively cheap instead of paying 3 blue for it. We could do Loki enters. The only problem though is like I'm having trouble deciding. So let's do uh we can run horn to shuffle these back in if need be. So we could do 2 horns of Sacred Beast. I don't know why, but I like this better. I'll play 2 horns of Sacred Beast, and that should be good to revamp Misty. And then let's go check out. We'll do Violet. I think Violet would be pretty cool. Probably about an hour. Um, but I did notice that I don't need these. These are a pain. They don't work the way that I thought they would, so we could drop those. I know Ataraxia would be pretty good to use in this because I mostly play red, so it would give all my stuff swiftness. Um, so like we could do improved burning robot, which he already has, but it would be Tiny Violet would get it. Atomic Bahamut comes standard with it. We have all of the atoms. I don't think we need the Morgianas anymore. So I guess let's do searches for go machine. I mean, I could. What I could do is put the Violet, uh, Violet Messiah, or the in not Inferno, but Firestorm, Firestorm Messiah in there potentially, maybe. Um, Sure. What do y'all think? Is there anything that I should add y'all are thinking of that might make this a little bit better? Because I definitely need more resonators, but I don't know how to go about it. I guess I could do change this and go for blue. The Replicant King Arthur. Opponents enters, draw X cards where X is 5 minus the number of cards in your hand. Gain control of target resonator with a total cost of 2 or less. Now, the only question is if I play Arthur, would I have to have Reunited be able to get the inner effect? What do y'all think? Because I don't think that I would need Reunited. I think it would just be 1/1 counters. Oh, that's why. Duh. And it's still not pulling. This card enters the field with 4/1/1 counters on it. Magic stones you control with a water magic stone type have the word magic stone type. And gain, tap, produce green. When this card is put into the graveyard from the field, look at the top card of your deck. If it is a machine resonator card, reveal it and put it into your hand. Uh-huh. Oh, I just pulled up the same thing. It's not even bothering to. Guess we could do this for the basic search and that'll probably help. Uh, Not a lot of machines. Maybe, just maybe we can find something. I don't know, this is the only bad part about having to fix these things, because you don't know. Card in the two chosen resonators gain Eternal and Barrier as long as you control 3 of them. Two chosen J-Res gain plus 8/8 as long as you control both of them. Return the card to its owner's hand. We can do this. Maybe. I don't know. There's so many. Search your deck for a machine, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. I mean, it is a free search, and it's another body on board, so we're not like too small on resonators. I mean, it also would help me search out Tiny Violet, so I guess I could add two of those. Um, I can't wait for the Violet support here in the next couple weeks. Well, really, couple days. That's gonna be that's gonna be some good stuff. I hope that they give us like a sub ruler almost. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope that they give us a sub ruler for her, so that way it helps with atoms and other things. Because yes, she's strong as she is, but it's really hard to maintain her state and rely just solely on the atoms. I mean, even if it was just like a even if it was just a subruler that allowed us to deal with atoms itself, or specifically resonators, or gave us more tokens, something at least. So Violet has a little bit more oomph to her, because relying solely on Bahamut or Firestorm is not going to get us anywhere. This is new. Search it for. Oh, no, 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 no. That's the same one, but it's the alternative art. I want this one. I like the alternative art. Choose one machine J-Rays you control, gain swiftness and +2/+2 until end of turn. Or return two target machines you control to their owner's hand, or search your deck for two machines with a total cost of one or less. Put one into the field and one into your graveyard, then shuffle your deck. Not a whole lot of machines to deal with here. Do you have to be so loud? I'm kidding, I love you.
I mean, I could get you shut down and just start saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
No, no, don't do that.
Don't complain.
I will complain all I want to, woman. Uh, Machine J-Rays you control gain +2/2 as long as you control three machine rulers or machine entities. This card gains flying as long as you control five machine rulers or machine entities. Other machine J/resonators you control gain all keyword abilities of this card as long as you control seven machine rulers or machine entities. So you would need to create a buttload of tokens for that to even work. Hmm. I mean, we could shut down the board. We could shut down the board. Players gain as an additional cost to play a non-resonator spell, pay one, and as an additional cost to play an activate ability, pay one. Maybe, maybe. And that would probably get bombed off the board pretty quick. Wouldn't be able to do much with it. Um, run two atomic fairies. Now, what was it that I was thinking of? Because we could take something out. 'Cause I seen, hmm, maybe, but I don't know how that would work though. Play Loki enters the game of the gods. I don't know how that would work in this because you would pay the one to produce a will. One set or the first spell of two arms would be playable for free. You could grab Raging Messiah to hand, but you would still need to wait it out to be able to play Firestorm. So you could, I guess, now it's a toss up. Do I want Atomic Reactor or do I want to go with Atomic Turbulence to play with Atomic Bahamut? Kind of shut the board down, remove three atoms, and then remove five. So for a total of eight. So I can kind of just discard as I go along. Because I'm done with the whole Firestorm shtick unless I play Raging Messiah with it. Because really, there's no point. Because remove five items, pay two red, one to discard, one to play Firestorm, and then just double the damage off of Firestorm for 4,000. I guess I don't really see the point. Yeah, we could run two of these Atomic Turbulence because it's unbanned just as well like Heart to Heart is. So we can now run Atomic Turbulence. We could do that. Atomic Turbulence with this, so this should be the full set, I believe. Fairies are new, so is Maria Bella and Ataraxia, but at least it's something because I get to search out my tiny violets. I've got a way to protect Bahamut when he's in play. I have a way to give something swiftness as it enters the field until end of turn. So if I do this, I could tap Tiny Violet immediately. We got fairies that can gain swiftness, so they'll have swiftness and flying since I'll pay the 1 red. So she'll have swiftness, flying, reveal any number of atoms, buff her up, and then go, swing in. We could do improved burning robot. I don't know how much that one would stick, but we could still, like I said, play atomic turbulence because you remove what, 3 atoms? Remove 3 different named atoms, and then your opponent cannot play spells until end of turn. And if this resolves at any point in time, pay remove 5 atoms, pay 1 red. Atomic Bahamut just comes in, says okay, game. So as long as we control the board state, we can potentially pay 2 red to win. Maybe. I do need to change, looking at it, I do need to change out those Ragnarok stones though. So what we could do, special magic stones. Uh, Now the only problem is that I don't think there's, well, it didn't really pull anything up anyway, so I guess we would have to do it this way and just search stones. And then as we scroll down, go to the very back page. Because we got to change out those Ragnarok stones because I don't think they're going to do me any good, especially having to delay a turn while it's tapped. So we could do, we could do 2 of the little red stones. I think those would be fine. You think? Do 2 of the little red stones, and then anything that, if I so choose, that shares an attribute with the chosen stone, it gains +2/2 until end of turn if I tap it for it. So I could tap it at the start of the turn and then use it to give something +2 and then recover, make it to where it's usable for Stone Call for red. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Now the only other issue that I have is, like I said, I don't know how this is gonna play because the atomic fairies are good, and since I have Ataraxia, City of Verdant Green, and since I can tap this to produce will, and if I spend it to pay like fairies, violet, anything, um, improve burning, even if I paid 1 stone and then used the produced will off of this, I would still give something swiftness, even though this comes standard, but I think it would mainly be for like her, Atomic Fairy, Tiny Violet. We could do it that way. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Yeah, I don't see why. Plus we have the 2 heart to hearts to be able to um reduce the cost of the pay one in case one gets bombed or I need to play the top part to bring in a Tiny Violet if one goes missing. So I mean it checks out enough for me to say okay, it's fine, I guess. I guess I would need to play it against somebody to kind of figure out how it would work. because we fixed these three. So we've got Mistletoe Valkyries. The changes we made were for the new giant, the essence of Loki's power, and the horn of sacred beasts. We um just fixed Violet. I've worked on this all morning, so I know this is fine. Um Not really much you can do with Kane and Tag. Not really much you can do there. So I guess the only other one would be to work on Wolfgang, maybe. But I don't know if this would change anything. Because, like, we have the Epiphanic priests. Yeah, so we've got the Epiphanic priests to kind of um, give stuff bloodlust, search my deck, if I need to. I don't remember what Pale Savior does. I think it's in my standby area, so let's go look at that real quick. I keep forgetting that I have to actually tap that to move the page over. Pale Savior. I don't remember what this does. Uh, on its trigger ability, a J/Resonator your opponent controlled dealt damage to you this turn. You may put a light resonator with a total cost 4 left from your hand into the field. I probably should be playing this. Not gonna lie. Because if it enters, gains bloodlust, and then turns around and says, oh, put it in your standby area. And if something deals me damage, I get to put a light resonator with a total cost 4 or less from my hand into the field. And it has inheritance red, so I get to choose a J/Resonator that I don't control with Eternal and or Barrier. The chosen target loses Eternal and Barrier until end of turn, and then it shoots 900 damage at it. Now the only thing is like, what in Wolfgang do I have that is a 4 cost or less? Well, we have Virgie, so we could flip him, get the free demonic world in, and get the Stone Call Virgil, is what I like to call him. We could Virgil, and as soon as we Virgil, then it would put him back for another search. Yeah, it would put him back for another search, for his search ability to go off again for free since this is happening for the next turn. And when he's in play, he has swiftness, so you pay 1 black. Uh, to deal damage to something. 400 damage to your opponent, and each J/Resonator your opponent controls. Choose this ability only if this card is attacking. So it'd be pay 1 black, shoot 400 damage at everything with Bane. Or, well, it wouldn't have Bane because I don't have the Fallen effect, so I would need to find something that has a God's Art. So I guess I don't think there really is anything that I could add to this that would give me a better chance to resolve the Fallen effect, because that's such a weird. Unless I could find something that was like free, I guess. Well, I mean, I know every God's Art's free, but most of them now are kind of hard to pull off. I could get Huiciel. Fusiel, I could probably get her. She has quick cast, Defiant 2, Flying, Drain, Barrier to red black. They can't not chase to the card or its abilities. And then God's Art, Divine Intervention, pay 1 white, reveal this card from my hand. If this turn I lost 1500 life due to battle damage, loss of life effects, or abilities from sources that I didn't control, and I control 2 or less magic stones. Put this card from your hand into the field, your life becomes 3000. So, I mean, it would save me. Or I could change out this. Add to Magic Stone deck. So it says if you already control an overworld Magic Stone, this card enters the field rested. So really all it would do would be if I have one and the other one comes in, the second one would go in tapped, but it produces one will of any attribute shared with the J ruler that I control, which would be dark. So it would produce black. And then solo mode, since it's a solo ruler, God's Art Silence Prayer, tap it, produce two wills of any shared attribute with the J ruler you control. Spin this will only to play Warden Processes. But what Warden would we play, though, is the only question. So we could. I think it would be a good idea to maybe run. I honestly do think it would probably be a good idea to run a Warden in here. The only issue is that I don't know which one I'd want to run because there's Hootriel, there's Morgana, there's Beelzebub. I could change this out, honestly, to run Morgana. I think it would be better to run her and change up the stone base. Because I could run this version, the actual ruler itself, run Valgod's Secret Surveillance, because this pairs with her, and then get Brutal Majin out of my deck. I do think that would probably be a better play. Now the only issue is what do I take out for that? Because Garfie's Rejection is like my cancel. And then we have Necronomicon Barrier to stop enter abilities. Wind also removes something from games, so this is kind of. Hmm. I think I would only need one permafrost. I could drop down on Wind of the Demonic World. So that drops two cards. So we could do two of Valgo's. Well, it'd be two Morganas, two Valgos. That puts me at 40. And I might have to run over at 42, which I don't think would be a big deal. But Brutal Majin would probably be a good pick. And then save. So we'd run at 42 for Wolfgang. I could also probably drop, since I don't run anything that's three or less for Demonic Worlds, I could probably drop a Heart to Heart. I didn't think about that. So get rid of one Heart to Heart. Everything else is at 2. I don't think I'll need Smoth of Sorrows. Yeah, I don't think I'll need Swamp of Sorrow, so it could probably be that I do the one card that I could play as a one of, maybe, if I can keep it protected, would be Malevolent Abomination. Because if I go into, if I have this in the field, or no, I would need to play this first. So play Morgana. When Morgana goes off, search my deck, or I can pay a blue for this. As soon as I pay a blue for it, because I don't think, as long as I pay the will for it, I don't have to use the tap ability, so it technically can be played as like a pseudo swiftness. So pay a blue or a black, search my deck for a glyph card, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and or a card named Brutal Majin, and for a card named Brutal Majin, put it into the field. So this would come to hand, and I would need to play this by the total cost, which is blue black. Search my deck for a demon card with a total cost 2 or less, reveal it, and put it into my hand or into the field. So it would go, this would go into the field because it's a 2-cost demon, which is what this search is for. Um, and then Brutal Majin would come into the field for free as a 1,000,000. And since whatever got shrunk by her would hit 0, Brutal Majin would get rid of it. Since its attack is 0 or less, since it's shrinking its attack down to 0, so Brutal Majin would get rid of it on its enter ability. So really for like 4 different produced will, I could, or 2 of 4 of 2 different will. I think that's how that would be said. I think you could turn around and play these two in order to just swarm the field, get 2 creatures out for the total cost of 4. And then you could turn around and have priests in play. But I don't think that I want to do that. Actually, I know what I can do. So we can add this back, add one of those, 2 of these actually. That should save. Should save the way I think it does. So we can run this for Wolfgang until we get the new support. Because I don't think that it's going to be until like the very end of the spoilers for the Masterpiece O3 collection that we'll actually end up getting anything for him. And again, honestly, I hope the only things that I really hope for Violet and Wolfgang, which are my favorite rulers, the only thing I would say is like I hope that either one of them gets a sub ruler that deals with like the atoms themselves or creatures, or deals with Wolfgang and says, hey, you can grab an additional demonic world during judgment. That would be kind of OP considering the fact of how fast you can get demonic worlds to the field anyway. But at the same time, I mean, you could probably still have like a sub ruler that deals with the creatures itself or like will based costs. You'll be all right, Jay. It ain't no big deal. Um, well, it is, but it isn't. It's up to you for you to decide. Yeah, fair. It'll probably be this afternoon. I'll probably start restreaming again. Um, yeah, I'll probably start restreaming again somewhere around like 3:30, maybe, if my buddy can get on and we'll actually play a game of this and get it going. But right now I'm just deck building, kind of chilling out, spilling some ideas on what I think should be done for some of the some of my favorite rulers. Because Wolfgang is one, and so is Violet. And I've pretty much already rebuilt Loki. to what I could and added the new stuff or what new stuff I could. So I'm gonna end up so what I'm gonna end up doing is just deck building for right now and spilling some ideas. Now, before I forget, like I was saying, I hope that they come out with either sub rulers or just rulers that can tag with Violet and Wolfgang. Because honestly, we either need like different amounts of chance. We need more. I know we need more resonators for Violet. She didn't really get a whole lot of resonator support, and you have to dive into other things to be able to play machines. Like having to add all of these colors for what? What would I need to add more colors for? The atoms pretty much take care of themselves for free, so why would I need to pay for them? Especially off of like Tiny Violet's ability and Big Violet. There'd be no reason for me to try to play all these colors in a stone base except for what I need. So it would be red, blue, green. That'd pretty much be it. But why would I need to go diving into this when I can play other stuff for free? So I mean, I do think that she needs more support because the only support she did get was Tiny Violet. She got improved healing robot, improved burning robot, and then she got the atomic fairies. And there's not really a whole lot of resonator support. It's mainly just spells through atoms. So if we could potentially get more creatures, that would be great. And another set of atoms that do different things, that would be pretty cool. Or a warden. A warden would be amazing for Violet or for Wolfgang, honestly, to have like a planeswalker deal almost for Magic. Get like a planeswalker deal and having to uh end up having to get like a +1 or a -1 ability because that shit would be cool to have like a warden for him or for her and say, hey, you know, I'm actually live through Streamlabs and I connected all my PayPal everything to this. So I'm streaming through Streamlabs and it's connected to my YouTube. So I've got everything set up. Now the only problem is that I don't know how to do the overlays or anything like that. I guess I might need an actual PC instead of my laptop, but who knows? Um, but back to what I was saying, because this is actually a really cool idea. Uh, I do think that this would be like something really crazy, is to have like a warden for Violet, and like +1, grab a Atom chant from your deck, search your deck for an Atom chant, reveal it, put it into hand, or grab a creature. Nah, I can't unless I pay for the Ultra bundle, which I'm not doing right now. But once I can and I'm stable enough and get some of this other stuff behind me, I'm going to start dual casting, streaming through TikTok and YouTube, getting all of that set up because Streamlabs does that. All I would need would be is a USB port, which is crazy. Um, but yeah, have it where it grabs like a creature, say like Tiny Violet. You can search your deck, grab Tiny Violet, add it to hand, or put it into the field, which would make it would speed Violet up like a crap ton. So you wouldn't have so much problem trying to get to her through the deck and having to add a whole bunch of other cards that you really don't need in the Adams deck itself. And honestly, the stone needs to be reworked. Either the stone needs to be reworked or they need to come up with something different because that was horrible. And the only addition she got, if we go and look at it, this is the stone. It's the magic stone of Adams. Tap, produce a red, banish this card, draw a card. Why would I need to banish my stone? Why would I need to put anything in this deck that brings stuff back? from the graveyard and puts it back when I have to recall it again when it's already on the field. That does not make sense. That is the dumbest thing ever. So they either need to rework this or change it entirely and make this better. And then going and looking at the edition itself, Atomic Reactor, I can see why this is good. I can honestly see why this card is good. No, I can't right now. Not until I upgrade, but I'm not doing that right now. Um, but to play Atomic Reactor for 1 red, increase my hand size, and I grab an atom and reveal it, like that's kind of bland. Like it puts an atom in my hand and it speeds up the process, yes, to get Atomic Bahamut out, but that requires will. And Violet doesn't exactly produce will. Now, if they came out with an atom that produces will in response to discarding it off the Violet effect, that would be something. That would be crazy to do. Like, hey, produce 2 wills of any combination if you have Violet as a J ruler and this card is discarded through Violet's effect. That would be cool. Or you could do Shrink. Shrink would be amazing. Shrink would be amazing. We don't have that. So you could get like Produce Will, you could do Shrink, you could give something, I don't know, Defiant. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could do with that. And maybe update this because if it just increases your hand size by 1 and you just pull 1 atom from your deck to your hand, I mean, cool, I guess, but where's the where's the +1 in this? Where's the positive? Because at some point they could either expel my entire hand with today's meta and how everything works, they could expel my entire hand and I'd never see this. Or I would never see the atom I just put in there. Or they could expel 1 card and literally choose the card that I just put in my hand and expel it from the game and I don't ever see it again. So it just doesn't make sense. And having to play Atomic Turbulence to discard 3 atoms, this can get canceled too. But to discard 3 atoms just to play Atomic Turbulence, to have to make it to where my opponent can't play spells for the entire turn until I'm done hitting him in the face with a 4/4 lizard, just doesn't hit. It's not good in my eyes. Like it's strong, but it's not good. And I do think Violet needs either more atoms that have like some of the new stuff's text, or it needs to be more resonators with the same thing. So it either needs to be more atoms with possible control or will produced, or it needs to be with resonators that have certain reunited abilities only with Violet and can be played throughout the deck with Violet. See what I'm saying? Other than that, I honestly think that like they need to change some of that stuff up. But that's just my opinion. My opinion could probably mean nothing to anybody else in the world, honestly. We have Dante. I know that Fallen Angels are getting support, so this will be really good to try to change up on. Um, maybe some new Dark Spheres. Maybe. I don't know what I would need other than +2/2 Bane, Precision to attack a Resonator if it's not tapped. Give something flying and give something drain. Because it's at this point, if you have this and Dark Charlotte out on the field, poof, Amadeus. Just Amadeus. And I think with Dark Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken, wherever she went, yeah, right here, or it'd be Excalibur Fallen. I have Black Moonray to get rid of my ruler. I have Fairy Tale Library Alexandra to give stuff swiftness. Okay, so I see the mistake I made in this. So what we need to do is I'm pretty sure there ain't four in here. Fallen Angel of the Arena, Dark Charlotte, Tears of Amadeus, Seven Deadly Sins. Oh, this was the one where, yeah, if you have Dark Charlotte alternative, Amadeus, Beloved Fallen Angel, and five Dark Spirits with different names, you win the game. Um, the fourth boon. Oh, that's right. I put this in here as like a. That's why it looks so much of the same. Okay, and then I don't remember what Excalibur Fallen did. So I guess we could just type Excal and it'll come up potentially. Yep. Excalibur Fallen right here. Name a Resonator card. Destroy all J-Res your opponent controls that share a name with that card. Force Resonance, Satan, Quick Cast. Then look at your opponent's hand, and your opponent discards all cards that share a name with that card. That's okay, but it just sends it to the grave, both copies to the grave. So it doesn't really get rid of it or remove it from game. Because with all the, and even then, it's still bad because you can literally grab stuff from the grave. You can also grab stuff from the removed area. The really only way that this would be good at any point in time would be as if it expelled it. So you put one in grave, expel the other, and then it leaves it one copy. That would be okay. Why she's getting new support, I have no idea. The world will never know. Oh man. But all right, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna dip out of here. If you like the stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, tune in later. Might be playing some Fourth with a buddy of mine. Get a little bit of stream going before work. Um, but yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment.